Hey guys, before we start this video, I would like to thank everybody and everybody who subscribed and everybody who supported me on this video. The comments are so sweet and there's a lot of likes. Just people in general very nice towards these videos and they've been really supportive. I really enjoy doing these videos. It's just really like out of nowhere. The videos blew up. They got like 100,000 views now and more. And it's like my new record reached this 100,000 views. I got 4,000 subscribers instead of 1,000. Like all I was aiming for is 1,000 really. And then I got 4,000. It's really crazy. Everything's going really good right now. And thank you guys for it. Thank you guys for supporting. And let's get back into the video. Hey guys, Patrice here once again with another guide for the series. You've been asking for a Bloodhound and Pathfinder, also Bangalore, but Pathfinder got like 50 likes, so I decided to cover him first. This legend is not support. Ignore the cross on his image. This legend is crazy flanker. He can get up enemies back so quickly that they won't even have time to react. Today I'm going to add another point to this series. From now I will also give my best advice for countering the legend when you face against him, and as always the timestamps will be down below, so feel free to move to any point you wish. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. As always, let's start off counter picks and team composition. This one's a bit bigger than usual. Pathfinder can counter multiple legends just like Wraith. Bangalore and Gibraltar's ult are worthless and you can grapple yourself out of the danger really quickly, unless you use it already. Caustic also has some trouble with this robot in an open zone, since you can quickly get out of the gas. However, it'd be a little bit harder if you're caught inside of a building, but still possible in most cases. From last video we learned that Caustic is strong inside. Well, Pathfinder is completely opposite, very strong outside into like a foresty area. So it depends on where you meet each other, one might have advantage over the other. Now let's talk about your counters. Wraith can escape from you quite easily, especially after you use your grapple. So if you do flank and if there will be an enemy Wraith, be careful, because if you shoot at her and she will void away, then you will give away your position for nothing. Mirage can actually bamboozle you with his decoys, and even after a successful executed flank, you lose all your advantage by shooting at his clone and giving away your position. After what, the enemy team will altogether collapse on the poor robot that can't even escape since he used his grapple to flank. Bloodhound can also slightly counter Pathfinder with his ultimate, since he will be able to clearly see you, and if he's experienced he will be able to predict when you're trying to flank and give away your position as well. And last but not least, Bangalore. Her passive is actually quite painful to deal with. Like, at least Passive.Tactical can be followed up on. Bangalore's passive just gives her a massive speed boost, which she uses to fight you back. So if you do flank and you see Bangalore, maybe try to kill everybody else before fighting Bangalore, since if she keeps dodging you, you probably will get shot by her teammates. That's pretty much everything I learned about counters. Now let's move to the team composition. The best one is probably Bloodhound, since he can give away the enemy position, which will make your flanking grapple way easier, since you will know exactly where to expect the enemy. Also, Bangalore's smoke and Gibraltar's tactical shield works good with your ziplines, since they can provide cover on exit points of your ziplines, which won't let your enemies easily poke you. But be careful, since you are pretty open when using ziplines and it's easy to predict where you go. You can use Wraith ult and your ult to cover even more traveling distance. Mirage would be really useful, but unfortunately his decoy don't stay on the ziplines, they just fall off. Hopefully that will be added on in the future though. And also Caustic can profit from your passive, and I will be getting into that in a minute. Alright, with this out of the way, let's get into the skills. Insider knowledge. This ability is pretty straightforward, and all of you are probably already aware of what it does. It reveals the next ring location. All you have to do is scan a beacon. They are all around the map. There's a few ways getting value of this ability. First is to work with a trap legend. At this time there's only Caustic, but I'm sure there will be more in the future. What you want to do is be ready near a beacon when the storm moving in, and as soon as it hits a line and you get the new cycle on your map, use it to reveal the cycle after that, so you get even more ahead. You will roughly have around 6 ± minutes to go into the second cycle and set up traps all around it. Also, there's a funny play you can do with your ultimate. I'll be getting into that a bit later though. Now let's move on to your tactical ability, grappling hook. This is the ability that you rely on the most, and it's the hardest tactical ability in the game to learn for now. Getting hang of this might take a day or two, and mastering it probably a week or more. I see a lot of players still using it wrong, and honestly, I get that, since it's really hard. YouTuber called Mr. Blablack made a really good video just on this, and you should watch it if you want to master it. But he has an accent, and sometimes it's a bit hard to understand what he's talking about. I briefly will explain how this ability works, but if you want to go in depth, I recommend to check his video out. Okay, so few problems I had after watching Mr. Black video was that I always used to forget to jump. When the animation for the hook starts, this is very important. If you won't jump, then the entire technique fails. You have to always jump right after deploying your ability. Usually I tell it by the sound or the animation of the hand stretching out. And the second thing Mr. Black didn't explain was that you have to keep it at 90 degrees all the time until you want it to detach. So after watching this video, I would copy his exact movement and that flick that he does with the start or to the side. But after that, I would just let myself fly forwards and the grapple would detach, and I couldn't understand what I did wrong. What you want to do is always keep it at 90 degrees until the point you want it to detach. So when you're flying, keep moving your mouse to the side as well, so you will get out. So you wouldn't get out of the 90 degrees point. One tip I can give you is to learn this before trying to do all the rest. Try to keep your grapple swinging side to side and try to keep it from not detaching as long as possible. After you master this, you can pretty much do anything else and it will be much easier to learn. Make sure to watch Mr. Black's video since I think it's really helpful and he clearly knows what he's talking about. Now let's get back to my usual script. This ability can be used for flanking or for escaping. You can use it as support and just as confusion while in a fight. Let's start with flanking. This ability is made for it. There's so many ways to flank your enemy with a grapple. Usually I prefer to get some cover fire first, make my enemy think we're shooting at them without any tactics, but then suddenly just fly myself around them and quickly attack them from the back whilst my team's still pushing forward. If the enemy is smart though, they will hear the grappling hook sound and will predict your movement. Either way will still cause trouble though, as long as your teammates follow up. The other way I like to use it is similar to the way I use my mirage decoys. Go behind a wall or something that's in the way, after which I would swing around it and shoot my unexpected enemy from the back. Moving on to the escaping. As you can see in this video, I'm hiding from my enemy and trying to heal, but then this decoy comes out and I get baited and shoot it. After which I realized that the entire enemy squad now knows my position, plus I have no health, so I will be an easy pick. I used the grappling hook to make some distance between the place I got seen at, after which I just carrying on healing. Grapple is good for escaping since it gives you so much distance where people cannot follow up on you like wraiths, teleport or void. If you get down before using a grapple, you will still be able to finish off the flight before dropping down. So even if I would have been shot in midair, I would have made enough distance to give myself some time and not get executed on spot. As I said before, you can also use it to escape from grenades or AoE ults. So every time I see danger, I just flick myself out of that. If your teammate is fighting an enemy and you have some distance between you, you can always slingshot yourself to him and help him out. Or even if he goes down, you still could have potentially enough time to get there and save him in time, since you are really agile and can get around pretty quickly. But only if you know how to use grapple correctly. And moving to the last point, using it for confusion. When you fight with an enemy and you notice that he has a laser aim on you, you can use your hook to move around or even pretend that you're gonna move around, after which you just slingshot yourself back. But the only problem with this is that you can't use your weapon whilst grappling, so be careful with this tactic since you can still get shot. Alright, we covered the main ability, now let's move on to the ultimate, zipline gun. Ability that can give you advantage and kill you at the same time. There's a big drawback with this zipline. The main one would be that you are very predictable, and while you are sliding on the zipline you can easily catch some bullets. It's also pretty loud when you use it, but there is good to it as well. You can use it for flanking your enemy with your entire team. The main way to use this though is to gain high advantage. I believe we all know that high matters a lot in this game. You can easily pop out of the cover, shoot some bullets onto an enemy who's below, and if they shoot back at you, you can just pop back in and heal up. This is the main reason this ability is good, as long as your enemy don't use it to get to you. But if they will, no worries, just have one of your teammates or yourself looking after it. They be moving in a straight line, so it's pretty easy kill. Keep in mind, if anyone shoots at you once or near you whilst you are on the zipline, immediately jump off. I see so many players carry on ziplining after getting shot once or twice. Like, what's going through their heads? Oh, I got shot once, no worries, he'll miss the next 5 shots. It's not like I'm moving in a straight line and I'm very predictable. So yeah, always jump off. You can always jump off and avoid getting killed. Another funny way to use this ability that somebody actually told me is together with your passive. As soon as you know where the next cycle will be, get there ASAP and try to secure the highest point. Afterwards, spread your ultimate like a cobweb all around, so you always have an easy drop and you can always come back just as easy. After which you just look out for enemies, and if you see them, you can always go attack while someone is left behind to look after the place. And that's pretty much the tactic. Just keep doing that and clearing teams out. Well, unless you get overrun. There's also a way of using it to rescue your teammate. So if you're away but your team is in trouble, you can actually ult to them and they can get away, but make sure to give some cover fire. Or you can even slingshot yourself away from the danger, after which throw your ult on your team so they can get away as well. Same thing goes to reviving your team. Just ult on top of them, and after reviving them, they'll have an escape route as well. There is a big downside, as I said before though, you are pretty easy target on the zipline, so make sure if you have someone like Bangalore to throw smokes on the enemy team so they would struggle shooting at you. And that's pretty much it for the skills. Now let's move to the pros and cons. Pros: you're basically a Spider-Man. Your flanking potential is higher than any flanking legend for some weird reason. It feels really rewarding to learn or even master his grappling hook. It's easy to get into a fight or out of the fight, and in general escaping as well. You can provide support to your team with your ultimate and with your grapple as well by joining the fight. Your passive helps you with planning for the future. You can easily escape from dangerous ultimates. You almost always have high advantage. You can fit in any team comp. Maybe your hitbox is a little bit smaller than most of the legends, but there's no confirmation for that, so I'll just leave it out here unproven. And now moving on to cons. Your ziplines are very predictable and easy to shot at whilst you ziplining. Tactical ability is very hard to learn and even harder to master. Just like with Wraith, your ult can be used against you. Your passive is not as profitable at this time because there's not enough legends that can profit from it. You rely on your grappling hook too much, failing it might get you killed. And not knowing how to use your grappling hook makes the legend almost useless. And now let's move on to a new feature, how to counter Pathfinder. I would recommend if you're playing Gibraltar or Bangalore not using your ultimate before you see him use his grapple. If you ever see him deploying zipline, watch out for a flank. Or if he comes straight on it, just shoot him, he's an easy target. Listen out for the grapple sound, it makes a sound every time. If you hear it, that usually means that Pathfinder is trying to flank you, so alert your team and collapse on him altogether. If he uses his grapple, that means you have 14 seconds before he will be able to use it again. Use the time wisely. He's very weak after using his grapple, so if he has no grapple, that means he has no escaping abilities or there's no way he can run away, so you can all pretty much kill him very easily. If you're getting sandwiched between a Pathfinder and his team, try to cut their vision. For example, with Bangalore you can throw smokes at his team whilst fighting the robot. Well, that's pretty much everything I learned from Pathfinder during this couple of days sweating him. The hardest bit is to learn his grapple, but it's so much fun after you actually learn it. Don't forget to watch videos on his grappling hook. I learned by using Mr. Blablack video, very useful, but you can learn from streamers and a lot of other YouTubers. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. If I missed out on a tip or you know a better tip that I didn't mention it, please comment it down below to help me and the other players, since I'm just a human and I do miss stuff out as well. Next video should be about Bloodhound. If you have any cool tips that you found about Bloodhound, it will help me out if you comment them down below as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe, since I've been making a lot of Apex videos on legends, weapons, maps, leaks, updates, news and all that good stuff. So to not miss out on anything, you should subscribe. And press that notification bell as well, because why not? So you will be always aware. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you guys in the game. Bye.